Check, 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 check. Wow. Wow. YouTube fucking blows, dude. What the fuck is going on? How you guys doing? YDBT Daily. Apparently this thing is just sucking. Apparently the YouTube servers are trash. So if it goes to shit, it's not on my end. It is 100% on the YouTube server end. Like everything's just going super slow, and I upgraded the shit out of my internet. But I'm telling you, it's one of those things where every single time I upgrade anything, it does the opposite of what I want it to. Like the opposite of what I want it to. How you guys doing? YDBT Daily. Today is September 16th, 2021. We're going to talk today about E85. You motherfuckers don't know shit about E85. You swear you do. You tell your boys you do. You talk at the car meet that you do. You go to forums and yeah. You guys don't know shit. I'm not saying you guys. I'm saying in general. So I go on Instagram, and I thought I'd do a nice thing for the people, because the real ones know that most pump E85, most pump E85 gas stations or ethanol stations have a sign right on it, right on the actual pump itself. And it says that all they really owe you is 51% ethanol. And I showed a picture just like that. And it says, friendly reminder, pump E85 isn't always 85% ethanol. It even tells you at the pump, it can be as low as 51%. Test your ethanol always and don't rely on flex tunes. And of course, we got the mouth-breathing motherfuckers. Not everybody. Obviously, there's some good people in here. But of course, some guy with the last name, WS6, which tells me he's an LS guy. He probably deleted his comment because it was so stupid. I was like, what? Like, he doesn't understand. Or maybe he does understand. But I literally, in the comment right here, guys, at the end, it says, test your ethanol always and don't rely on flex tunes to learn properly on any Coyote vehicles. I'm a Coyote guy. I don't know why you would think I'm talking about LS. I don't know. And then I hashtag Sofia Vergara because she's my lady. Fuel Injector Clinic and all the other people that, make it possible, make the dream work. So anyway, some guy with like a tag of WS6 was like, well, my tuner, the most known holley tuner on the planet said that it doesn't matter if it's between 55 and 85. It doesn't matter on my holley equipped. And I just want to fucking jump out of a building, but I live on the first floor. And I'm just like, this guy probably has holley on his car with a flex fuel sensor, with a standalone computer, and the standalone computer has provisions to have different timing for different ethanol levels. Coyote computers do that only NA on flex tunes that are inferred. There is no flex fuel sensor in a Coyote or in the Logic. And if there is something in the Logic, it doesn't work as good as Chevy's does. Other people are like, well, I'm going to install a flex fuel sensor. Congratulations. All you can do is monitor it. Oh, you're gonna buy a flex fuel sensor for your Coyote? Yep. Okay, cool. So you're going to see it on a gauge. Yeah, so we can adjust, right? No. Boosted cars do not get flex fuel tunes. Boosted Coyotes. Let's make sure I keep that in there. That guy was ridiculous. And then he got mad at me for not wanting to answer his question. Like I owe him an explanation. Like I owe anybody an explanation. I don't explain many things, guys. In the tuning queue, I don't explain many things because you don't need to know shit. You need to know that you're buying a tune from what you think is the better of all the companies out there. And to be honest, we are. Just based on everything. Records, volume, customer service, you name it. So trust what we do. But people want to get like an education. Like, tell me exactly how it works. Tell me exactly the time. And then some guy goes, bro, a Coyote owner in that same thread said, bro, I've been throwing 70 to 80% E85 in it. It doesn't matter because the knock resistance is different. What? Do you think I want you to have high percentage of ethanol because of knock resistance? No. It's either going to run rich or lean. If you have more than 85%, it'll be slightly leaner. If you have less than 75%, it's going to run 12, 15% rich. It's not going to, it has nothing to do with timing and knock sensor. It's fuel trims. But people, for whatever reason, think they know. And I went, holy shit. It's 2021 and people have no fucking idea about anything about E85. I guarantee people have said the following sentence. My E85 tested at 75%. Listen to that sentence. My E85 tested at 75%. You mean your E75? No. I went to the Alex, it's so fucking simple. Why are you so stupid? Alex, I went to the fuel station. I went to the E85 pump. And my E85 pump, I ended up my E85 at the pump. I put it in a tester, and my E85 tested at 75%. Alex, I don't see what the big deal is. I don't see how you don't get that sentence, Alex. I get the sentence. I just want to you to repeat it so that I know how much of a fucking retard you are. So sorry, I didn't say the exact thing. No, you said something completely fucking retarded. My E85 tested at 75%. My girl is a boy. My boy is a girl. My dog is a cat. My cat's a dog. Words don't matter anymore. Words don't matter. It's like we're just like okay being stupid as fuck. So when someone tells me that, I just go, okay, I'm dealing with a fucking moron, right? Like I'm dealing with a fucking idiot. But now that sets me up, or at least it gives me a heads up that this person doesn't communicate well, doesn't understand what's happening. So now I have to change my language, change my thought process, and not just customers. I'm saying out in the wild. Guys, go to a meet next time and ask somebody about E85. But you have to be well versed in E85, right? And hear the shit that's being popped off and spouted at meets. Like the dumbest shit you've ever heard. Like the absolute dumbest shit you've ever heard. You want to stab your ear with an ice pick. And you're like, wow, everyone's fucking stupid. And these guys are car guys. Unreal. Let me say hi to the people here quick. We got Tongue Punch My Fart Pipe, channel support. We got Morris Guide. You'll give me $10. Thank you very much, sir. And we got Matt 20GT says, so I mix an E15 and E85. So I would have E100. Why is it knocking on my E85R tune? Matt 2011 GT. Exactly. Bro, you absolutely nailed the thought process of people who do dickhead math. I have E85. Now I have E15. All I got to do to make E100 is mix the two together. It's fucking running rich as fuck. I don't understand. 85 plus 15 is 100. Alex, hear me out, bro. So I went to the pump and I filled up with the 85 and it tested at 65%. So I got E45 and put it in the tank. And wouldn't you know it, I tested it and it was like E50. It just confused me. It just confused me. Throw some nitro in it. Why isn't it E100? Oh no, we suck again. Like, look, if you guys saw what I saw and were not complete assholes by 2 years, I think you're not human. Do you know what I mean? Because you get a good sampling of the education system. You get a great example of the education system. Like imagine Dodge Charger and Challenger owners trying to figure out E85. Like they do that fuzzy math. They go to the pump and I'm like, I check it. I can't afford E85, so I'm going to get E50 and E30 and mix those two together. And it's going to be E80 for about 10 cents less. You dig? Oh. So people out there are saying, well, if I have E70 in it, it's going to knock. No, it's going to run rich. I don't understand. What's the 30%, guys? Ooh, I'm really start fucking with math now, guys. If you have, okay, guys. If you have E85 from the pump, meaning it tests exactly at 85%, bing, and then you get any other racing 85% ethanol, but the pump is 85%. How much more power is a racing ethanol fuel going to give you over something that tests 85% in, say, an NA application? Let's just say an NA application. How much more power is the fuel going to give you? Well, you got to tune it different. Really? The stoic on both is 985. Well, my Holley tuner said, well, I called my Holley tuner, and the problem is his Metro PCS was down. Because how many rich Holley tuners out there, right? His Metro PCS phone was down, and then I went to his double wide, and he wasn't home because he was somewhere tuning a LS swapped bug, because that's cool. LS swapped bug. Yeah, I swapped the bug, so I went up there and stayed for 8 hours and got $200 out of the motherfucker. Just let it self-learn, dude. Just turn on the self-learn feature and rev it a couple times and tuner. Just take the graph with your finger and go like this with the timing curve. Just go like that. 10% more. Negligible. Steve 14B nailed it. If you get 85% ethanol at the pump, and you think you're going to get more power out of a racing bucket, I'm saying significant. I'm saying 15 more horse. You are dead wrong. If you can get 85%. But where is the value of buying pails of 85% ethanol from a racing company, a racing provider for ethanol fuels? The 15% is not chocolate milk, lips, assholes, and horse hooves. At the pump, Racetrack or Sitco or Sunoco, you get E85, but what is the 15%? Chocolate milk, like Guidus or Hood. The stuff from Ignite, Ethanol 1R, VP is probably, oxygenated. Something C85 is slightly oxygenated. The remaining is like race gas. So it is better, but it's still 85% ethanol. So I think the gains NA are negligible. In super high horsepower applications, you want good fuel. You don't want to fuck around with Pump E85. But guys, the 1100 horsepower my GT500 made was on Pump E85. When I race it and put a load on the motherfucker, I use Ethanol 1R. Just to know in my mind, it's got Ethanol 1R in it and not hooves, lips, assholes, and chocolate milk. All right, let's talk some shit here. I've gone already way too much without even saying hi to the people here. We got Never Let Off a bunch of times. Andres Martinez, Wesley Stewart, Tongue Punch, My Far Pipe got him. David R. Donzel, JD Swag, David, I already got David R a bunch of times. You guys just talk. Bondlebird in the house. Bring Your Wood Screws in the house. Love that name. Bring Your Wood Screws. Arnold, Dustin Engler, Mike Schmidt, Wings, Mike Hunt, of course, Gallo Bravo, Morris Gallo, David R, Angel H, Click Clap the Horse, HCFU Grad, Ezekiel Palacios, Hassan Abbas, hello, how are you? Hello. Jared Wells, Eric Rockwell, Stein 78, Nick Rogers, George Gutierrez, Beefcake Racing. By the way, I must take a second and thank Mr. Terry Beefcake Reeves. He provided a set of 315 50 17 drag radials for La Mamalona and my race stars. So I'll be getting a set of fronts and then installing. I got to get the lug nuts. I got to figure out which lug nuts I got to get for that particular setup. But I want to give him a huge thanks. He's a supporter of the channel. I support him in his business. He's a Lund Racing dealer. If you guys are going to get any parts, obviously I would prefer you use his site because he's a good dude and he supports me. So I support him back. He scratches my back. I scratch yours. That's literally how it works. And anytime you want to get a tune or anything like that, order from Beefcake site. Vortec, Paxton's, Whipples, you name it, he's got it covered. So basically, he is sponsoring this show as of now. But thanks again. I couldn't find those tires anywhere locally or even through the local suppliers, but he was able to find a set and got them shipped to Power by the Hour. Thank you very much. Bring Your Wood Screw says, he said my name, D. Good morning, Jason Friedberg. Chevrolet Lifestyle says, checking in. Donald Trump checking in. Nice. Donald Trump's in the house. Bro, what a shit show, huh? Now, yesterday I did see SpaceX send 4 just psychos into space. And you know what? For a second there, you forget about everything that's happening. And I don't know if you're like me, if you wonder, if there's more to everything. But when those guys got up there and everything went off without a hitch, you're like, fuck yeah. But then the next day you wake up and you got 15 flex tunes and people are saying, how come my E85 is testing at E60? And I really think that people are still super confused. Okay, guys, do me a favor. Type down what's the dumbest thing you've heard at a meet. Because that's what the general misinformation happens. Type down what's the dumbest thing you have heard at a meet. Whether it be intaker, 7.5-inch pistons, E85 isn't, knock resistance, 70 to 80 is the same. The knock retard, it's fucking knock. Like if a Coyote owner says 70 E85 and says knock retard and on the E85R tune, I'm just don't. I'm going to fire him. I'm going to find him in the ticket system and fire him. So you're fired. You shouldn't have this car. You should not have this car. But then you have hope. You have guys like 661 Racing over in the West Coast, and he's getting everybody tuned on Lund shit. Anyone he comes across, he's like, I'm just going to convert all y'all motherfuckers to Lund because the setups are just so fucking money. We just did a Gen 3 swapped notch Fox body with a Whipple on it. Send him the base file. Brum. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yep. And I bet you it's trimming well. And I bet you everything's good as long as all the O2 sensors and everything is happy. And the car's probably going to run in the 8s somewhere. It's a little tiny notch with a Whipple. Gen 5, 3-liter Whipple. It's going to be badass. Race gas is better than the 85, says Forced Horse. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. My 3-valve makes 500 horsepower. These are things people have heard at the meet. My blow-off valve made power. Street hooked better. E85 will give you more boost. Only white Mustangs are fast. Had a guy point at his strut towers and say, I have twin turbos. Killian Bibbs, E85. Oh, you know what I heard one time? Not on a meet, at a job. Technically, 87 octane has the same, if not better properties than 93 octane. I'm like, meaning you can tune a car on 87 and make the same power as 93. He goes, yup, if you know how to tune it properly. And I'm like, I don't believe you. It's got a lot left in it. I gained 200 horsepower with E85. I mean, technically he might have Rafael Jimenez, but he forgot the extra 15 pounds of boost. Cannon filter can add power and will get his NA V6 to 380 horsepower. Cliff Elmore says, just stopping to hit the like button. I'll watch later tonight. And thanks for all the content. No problem, Cliff. Anytime. I run 10A on a hard tire. 10A on a hard tire. I don't know what he means. I got to meet with a 2020 F-150 said he's going to mini tub his truck to go fast. He was NA. Actually, some guys have mini truck. Don't you have a shitload of room? Isn't there a shitload of room underneath? But I've seen people mini tub a truck to get a lot of tire underneath it. But NA? You don't need to do that NA. But I've seen people put like a 1512 or a 1712 wheel back there. It actually looks pretty good. I think the quickest and fastest NA Gen 3 truck, Dakota tuned, then it's like a 1080 or 1070 truck, if I'm not mistaken. I can't imagine what that weighs. Because, let's be honest, it's got to be under 4,200 pounds, which is crazy to me. Dumbest thing is people keep saying my old Cleveland is a big block, swapping to a Coyote now so they can suck it. Someone said my Shelby goes like hell. A Pro Charge Mustang confused with a turbo. Oof. Yesterday's show was so good because a guy asked that question. He was good about it. He wasn't getting butthurt. But guys, if you're sensitive and you're mad that someone is giving you advice or wondering why you're doing something, cut the shit out with the sensitivity. If a tuner asks you something or tells you something or wonders why you're doing something, don't get pissy. Go, wait, should I not be doing that? Because who has more experience than tuners that do 10,000 files in like 6 months? It's 7 months. 10,000 files. Yeah, some of them are revisions, but 10,000 files. And we have so much experience and so many emails and so many different setups and cars that when I see somebody do something out of the norm, I go, well, why are you doing that? And then they get fucking sensitive and then start fucking bitching. And I'm like, do you think I want to have a conversation over and above beyond what I owe you for tuning? No, I don't want to know anything else except how the car's operating. So when you add a part to the car that I go, that's not going to make a difference, I ask, why are we doing this? Because now I have to change something in the tune to accommodate that part that isn't going to do shit. Throttle bodies. So I now have to go out of my way, make you files, knowing that you're not going to get any gains. And you're going to sit there and argue with me when I say, sir, why are you doing this? And they're like, well, I'm doing this because I saw that on a forum. I'm like, uh-oh, you already started you already started wrong. You saw that on a forum, someone did this, but the tuner that tunes probably that guy on the forum said that there's no gain, and the gain mostly came from the vehicle weight or the air. Bro, I'm telling you. Like, I remember for the longest time, I was tuning a guy locally, S550 TVS car. He'd go to the track and it was 10-1, 10-1, 10-1, 10-1. He went and got E85, 10-1, 10-1. Full weight car, full weight S550. Just going 10-1, 10-1, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0. He was going in the middle of summer. He must have gotten fed up and said, I'm going to get a completely different company to tune the car. He goes to another company, tunes the car, then goes to the track on a low DA day, meaning he was going when it was 2,000, and then he went on a day that it was like 2 months later or a month later where it was like 200 or 0. Went in January, and the car magically went 9.9. And he goes, see? These tuners are better. So guys, I highly recommend these tuners because these tuners are better. And I wanted to say, upload the last tune. Go ahead and upload the last tune and run it. But you know what? I was good. So anyway, he made that public. Like, he made that shit public. He was making it public all over the place. Yeah, this tune wasn't that good, and it's just my experience. It's no big deal. It's nothing personal, but I used this tuner, and they were way better. Okay. So then when homeboy, hey, what's up, Alex? I'm like, we fucking cool? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? I heard you dogging the shit out of the company I work for on the internet. What's up, man? Hey, can I buy you an elote, you stupid motherfucker? Can I buy you an elote and a Coca-Cola? You know, I saw you dogging the company I work for. Yeah, it's all good. What the fuck is wrong? Like, hey, man, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? He sold that car. Don't call me bro. Fuzzy Dyth is worth 20 horsepower and gets you laid. When will Lund start tuning the 5 LT motors? Never. Hopefully never. Gen 5. No, hopefully we never get into the fucking gayness that is Chevy. Mustang 60s told me so. I just pumped E85 y no la hago de pedo. Tuning in late. Stopped in to give a like and catch the replay later. Blake Bailey, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Overkill says, what is the best centrifugal supercharger in your opinion to make 750 to 800? Any of them. ProCharger can do it. Vortec can do it. Paxton can do it. Even ESS tuning can probably do it if we get it over 11 or 12 PSI. No, I don't have any updates on ESS tuning. No, I don't expect it to tune better or worse than a Paxton or a Vortec kit, because if it makes 9 or 10 pounds of boost, it's going to make the exact same power that a Paxton or a JT makes on 9 or 10 pounds of boost, or a ProCharger. That's just what's going to happen. I'm not going to be surprised by the outcome. Alex, check Instagram. I sent a picture of the Fox you tuned 661 Racing. He's out there showing me of the Fox body that Gen 3. I can't show you the Instagram stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening there that I cannot show you. I can't. Love you guys. I cannot put that on the screen. Let me see if I can just download the picture. Let me see if you download the picture. No, I can't download. Can I download the picture? Save image as. There we go. Save image as. Save. and then I'll rotate it a couple times, and then I'll show you guys. But I definitely cannot show you Instagram right now. But there we go. We got this guy here, a guy with a Gen 3. Excuse me. Where is it? 1080p monitor. Here we go. So this guy has a Gen 3, swapped notch, tailpipes, 1710 ponies in the back, looks like. Whipple. Badass thing. So Gen 3 10R car with a Whipple. It's going to be out there on the West Coast, gapping fools hopefully pretty soon. Thank you, 661 Racing. He actually was the one that recruited the dude to get tuned by us, and boom, first tune. He's like, damn, this thing fucking started right up. And I'm like, yeah. On a cold start, the car turns over immediately. However, after the initial RPM surge, it drops to 230 RPMs, then up to 1500, then to 2000 again. Almost stall and levels out. Mechanical or tune or live with it? No, that sounds probably a combination of two things. Throttle body. So you have a stock throttle body, or do you have a twin six? You have an Edelbrock, right? You have an Edelbrock front feed, I think. So if it's a stock throttle body, I think it's probably tuning related, and it probably has to do with idle air. Now, obviously, do your due diligence. Get out there and make sure that you have no vacuum leaks. Make sure that the TPS isn't throwing any codes. Make sure you don't have any codes. And then see if the tuner can crack the throttle, the minimum throttle angle a little more. But definitely say, hey, take a look at this. Send a log and a video of what's happening. A log and a video of what's happening. And the tuner should have enough information to hear it and see it in a log and put the two together and make changes if he needs to. Who became a Putti level member? Matt M became a Putti level member. Thank you very much. What's the best cams for GT500? Nice power gains and nice chop. L&M, no springs required cams. Plain and simple. That I wouldn't go any crazier than that. That's what Senior has in his shit, and he's made 1300 wheel. Friend got a stage 2 comp cams 433 not 433 430. He got 433 for 40. From your experience, are injectors needed now? 2019 Coyote E85 full exhaust, CJ intake, full bolt on, NA guy. No, I don't think he needs injectors. Now, if he wants to have a little headroom, some LU47s will definitely help. But I don't think he needs injector. I've tuned many guys with stock injectors, E85 and cams, and have not had any issues. But if you want headroom, just in case, some LU47s are nice. If you want a little more headroom, a BAP is nice. A fuel pump voltage booster, because I found out when I worked at VMP, BAP, booster pump, is like a copyrighted term by Kenny Bell, supposedly. So who knows? Emmanuel Martinez, I already got that. Bring your wood screws says, what would be the effect of running fuel in excess of 85% ethanol without flex logic? So let's say, for instance, you have a dedicated E85R tune, and the stoichiometric air fuel value is 9.85 or around there. So what's going to happen is, if you have a E90, E95, E100, it'll be that much leaner, meaning the stoic value should be lower because the ethanol content is higher. If you do not change the stoic value and have higher than 85% ethanol, it will be leaner. If you have lower than 85% ethanol and do not change the stoic value in the tune, it will be richer. That's when you run E70 on an E85 dedicated tune, it is about 12% rich. At watt, at idle, at transition, all over the place. What will happen is the fuel trims, I think 15 or 18% or maybe close to 20% fuel trimming, they're trimming fuel out, they will kick a code. It'll be called a system to rich code. And it'll say it's trimming out so much fuel that it's a problem. So you have to check your shit. Basically is what the car's telling you. Andres Martinez says there's an 18 F-150 single cab 4x2 selling for $14K with 173,000 miles on it. Should I get it or will it blow up soon? It's going to blow up soon. Come on, it's a work truck. It's a Tacuache mobile. It's a Halliburton work truck, basically. Looks like it was a clean work truck. Yeah, there you go. It's a work truck. It's going to blow up soon. Come on, what are you going to get it and put on 3 kit in it? No, bro. If you want to get it because it's super cheap, throw a motor in it and refreshen the trans and go through everything, the seals, the rear end, the end links, the everything. That's on you, but I wouldn't do that. Overkill says, thank you, Alex. I've been looking at the ProCharger D1X kit. There you go, brother. A guy to meet. I overheard a convo. Said, ProCharger is better than Superchargers. We just talk about this. I nearly spit in my drink. ProChargers are better than Superchargers. And I think in their mind, a Pro Charger is a style of supercharger as opposed to a centrifugal. Centrifugals, Vortec packs, and ESS and ProCharger versus positive displacement or top mount blowers, Roots style or twin screw, Kenny Bell, TVS, VMP, Roush, Whipple. I'd like to keep the dailies, so hit the like button, please. Gotcha, Matt 211 GT. Thank you. More dumb questions due to the EPA situation, but what is the best solution for getting and flashing tunes on my S550 Voodoo? The RTD is still being supported. We support a used Lund Racing N-Gauge that's unlockable. We also support RTDs, remote tuning devices from HP tuners, so we can tune that. And I've been tuning with them, and guys, people have understood. Luckily, Dakota Jr. and Brandon have been doing it for months, and I was the N-Gauge bitch for a very long time. Went up there, got some training, understand the process. Once I understand the process enough to be able to, explain it simply, I just don't have the time. The weekend it's mine. I'd like to relax, not fucking make videos all weekend. Then I'll try to get you guys videos on how everything works on the end user side of things. Got 264 on my 2011 F-150. Don't ever buy a work truck or a rental car. Yes, exactly. Alex, you still recommend 5W50 for a boosted application? Absolutely, Eliza's S550. EJ says, people ask me about my belt-driven turbo all the time. I tell them it's better than a supercharger or a turbo. It's a belt-driven turbo. The Pro Mod class, like Pro Mod, any Chariot Pro Mod, once they started to allow centrifugals, but they run it directly off the crank and they can over and underdrive it in the gearbox. It changed a lot. It made it, and I don't know if it's because of a weight break or just the power delivery, because I don't know, maybe it just comes in a little smoother and just keeps making power the faster you spin it, whereas PD blowers, PD Roots screw style top mount blowers tend to peter out at the top, and you got to do a bunch of hocus pocus on the converter and timing end of things to actually get the tire to hook. That's why I'm still blown away that someone like a Stevie Fast can go down the track consistently. It's, there's some converter technology. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's a lot of tuning happening. There's a lot of data happening. When those cars go down the track, guys, the data that they acquire is ridiculous. And most of those guys go back to their trailers and they just analyze data for the next round, for conditions, wheel speed, shock sensors. They have a whole bunch of stuff. And those guys are real deal tuners, in my opinion. Excuse me. Hit the blower button on the professional charger. My buddy is always saying my 99 0,000 to 2000 4-valve is just as good as a Coyote. What do you think? Come on, man. I think there's a lot of guys that bought the Mach 1, right? And they were like, it's not going to get better than this. And I'm like, dude, just wait. People that bought the 2021 GT500 are like, this is the ultimate. And then all they do is primarily roll race it. And they get donkey slapped by a Whipple 10R80 GT. So if the goal was just to go fast, you picked the wrong car. If the goal was to go fast looking good and semi-baller for Ford, I understand that. But you're going to get donkey slapped by a Whipple 10R80 car. A lot. So don't think that car is the ultimate. Because there's always going to be something better. Yo, Alex, what happened to that VMP programmable voltage ramp fuel pump booster? The one you installed in the black car. Was that ever produced? The fuck are you talking about? Oh, no, that was never produced. There's a lot. If you knew the ideas that never came to fruition, you'd go, oh, man, there's a lot of stuff out. No, that didn't work for shit. And usually, that's not the issue. I think the issue is usually this. What makes or breaks a product hitting the market is how much can you produce it for, how much can you sell it for, how much profit margin is in it. So, for example, if I made a fuel pump voltage booster that is super badass and voltage went up based on boost, like JMS literally has that. I'd have to duplicate it and make it better somehow. And what does it cost me to produce it? Okay, so let's say it cost me $350 to produce it because I don't want to put any China parts in it. I want to do it all in the USA, and it cost me $350+. Well, how much profit do I have to make off of that part? 30%, right? 30, 40%? maybe 50%, maybe more. And then to be able to offer it wholesale to a shop so they can make 30%, that means I got to make like 50 to 60 to 70%. That's why I chuckle. Love you guys. Love you. If you didn't know this, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind, guys. Companies make money off of parts. Companies make money off of parts. And the margin, the amount that they can actually sell it for and keep profit can vary. So which products do you think? Oh, boy, I'm going to blow your mind. I'll blow your mind, guys. If people are pushing certain products, is it because they're better or they're more profitable? But Alex, all these shops are pushing blah, blah, blah. Alex, all these tuners are pushing blah, blah, blah. Oh, Alex. Is there more profit in that product or is it a better product? Because the products that are good are not cheap and there's less margin in them because they're good. Do you know what I am saying? That's why I didn't name specific products. I don't want anyone calling me and saying, don't tell them how it works. That's what like, we got Labor Day sales and we got that. Well, you're still making money. Shut up. Because if they can cut the price by a bunch, they're still making money. So you have bargaining power if you really know how to do it. I was going to ask the same thing about the VMP VAP. Max effort blower equals Whipple? Don't know what that means. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Max effort blower equals Whipple. You can go fucking fast with a Pro Charger, especially a crank driven one or a crank driven Vortec or a crank driven anything. Hey, Alex, do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm not tuning. I don't want to tune out. 5 years from now, I should not be tuning. I should be either doing a bigger version of this, grown and badass, or working for a company, maybe Lund Racing in a sales capacity, not dealing with people. I'm saying like dealing with shops. I do not want to tune because look, it's going to be over pretty soon, guys. We know that. There's going to be a bunch of stuff. And in 5 years, if I have not progressed onto something within this company or another company, not tuning, but like parts or whatever, then I have failed myself. Any locals coming to you for the peasant cart review? None. Zero. Hey, Alex, do you see yourself? Already got that. Oil pump gears. Margin is better. Exactly. 5 different cold air intakes, 5 sales into 1 NAGT. Exactly. That's why you see the JLT Series 1, JLT Series 2. That's why you see, let's be honest, the P51 A, B, C. So if I have an A and a C came out 2 months later, how would you think I felt? Right? How do you think I feel? If I bought an A, so that means, oh shit, I should buy a C. What? NA guys are probably the best, of the biggest godsend to cold air intake companies. Like, they've tried the Corsa, they've tried the Blackhawk, they've tried the no tune required PMAS, they've tried the JLT, they've tried the Air Raid, they've tried the CNL. So let's say each of them is $300 and you have tried 4 cold air intakes because you keep buying the hype. That is $1,200 in a part that made 2 to 3 horsepower difference between all the ones that you had. But placebo, or how it looked under the hood. Bro, what a racket. What a racket. I'm in the wrong business. I got to start selling parts. YOLO cold air intakes. YOLO injectors. YOLO clutches. You don't think if I slap my dumb shit on parts that are halfway decent, people would buy it? Absolutely. I'd cheapen the shit out of my name, but money's money. I have a Gen 2 twin turbo on the 85. High IATs isn't a problem. Does water meth, high IATs, isn't a problem? Does water meth have any benefits? Yeah. Okay, if your IATs are not a problem, then why do you need water meth? Water meth to me is good for cooling and then lack of octane. For example, if you're running a pump gas car and there is no E85 in your area and you don't want to run race gas, then you can run meth or water meth. Probably meth mostly. And then that'll be a cooling, a chemical after cooler, let's just say, and an octane booster. But it all depends on how much you're spraying in there, how much you're using, and does the tune have to be adjusted heavily to account for it? I'm not a big fan yet, but I am a big fan on that, on like big boosted centrifugal setups where the intercooler selection isn't that robust And then you can use a chemical aftercooler to help with the intercooling, and it actually helps with octane. Now, on E85, that's negligible, but the cooling effects definitely make a difference. Evan Smith, been a member 5 months. Chris Y became a new Bitcho Level member. And Jared Wells has been a member for 8 months. Says, keep up the good work. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very much. Zachary Vick says, I'm running a Lund Flex tune and I haven't loaded the full 85 tune yet because my Engage shows levels at 65 to 70%. Is that fine to load or full 85 tune? How much difference between the E85 and the Flex tune is there? Zachary Vick, go back to your email. I'm going to do some homework, right? Go back to your email, Zachary, and read the part in bold where you got your Flex and E85 tunes. There's a bold, black 3 sentences where after it says attaches to Flex and E85 tune, and go down about 3/4 of the way, and the darker letters, bold, read that. See, I'm not being a dick. Seriously, just go and read that, and it answers that question. Edgar Sanchez says, hey, Bitcho, thanks for letting me use your dyno the other day. Thanks for being my friend. You know that's a lie. I still have a 95mm CNL Dakota got working solid. Sadly, car keeps having issues. Fuck my life. R2D2 mod, great margins. Can I get a ho yeah? Let me see. Do I got a ho yeah here? Where's ho yeah? I don't even think I have that. We got Loud Man, Diarrhea, It's Over Johnny, Whipple, Danger Zone. Is it this one?
How you doing? Can I get
there we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of coffee. God damn it. I was hoping I had more coffee in there. Motherfucker. Do I need to be Catless for 85? Look at Gennaro Constananon. What a great question, huh? Do I need to be Catless for 85? What do you guys think? You think he needs to be Catless for 85? He's asking a tuner that works for a company if he needs to be Catless for E85. Wow. Someone said Stang mode hit 239 degree IAT. So did his intercooler pump stop working? Or is that thing... He's doing roll racing, right? Because that dude don't drag race that car. He's doing roll racing with that car, guys, right? That motherfucker hates IAT. Those things regularly see 200 IAT. 239? Was he doing a 1 mile race? Crazy. Can I use the locked engage for gauges? Yes. Any locked Lund gauge you guys can buy. And it will data log any Coyote vehicle, and it will monitor any gauge. The only thing it can't do is functions. Crank relearn, nope, has to be married to it. Gear ratio change has to be married to it. Any of the functions in the diagnostic side, it has to be married to it. But in order to data log it and use it as a gauge, no, you can do it on any vehicle. Not trying to dig on the guy, but it shows how hard it is to have a live show audience the size of yours. Dude in Blue had a live the other day with less than 100 viewers, and he has over 1 million subs. Thank you. But you understand what the deal is. I've seen guys go live, and they're dull and boring, and they don't entertain you. Because when you're live, you got to be interactive, you got to be interesting, and you got to have a point of view, and you got to have subject matter. And those are just like, hi, guys, just ask me questions. And you got to bring a subject forward and talk some shit. So I appreciate you understanding how difficult. I have 55,000 or 58,000. I don't even know how many. 58,000. That ain't shit in the grand scheme of things of YouTubers. But on the live shit, I do pretty well. Cats don't like corn. That's facts. Yep, yellow intake version 6. EPA in the house. EPA is in the house asking me about Catless bullshit. Kick him out. Out the works for the EPA. Got it. He hot lapped it. Guys, that guy's not a racer. Probably a nice guy. That guy's not a racer. Right? You and I know... Look at me, guys. Look at me in my eye sockets. You and I both know a 1,000 horsepower GT500 has IATs at the end of the run of over 200 degrees. And it probably started at 120. So at the end of the run, you're going to come right back and line up again when your IATs are 190, 180, maybe 200, and go what again? Those are, when a guy launches his 6R80 car at a test and tune and spins and pedals it, I'm like, you're not a if he's not racing anybody, there's nobody next to you. You do a burnout and it sucks. and you pedal a 6R80 or a 10R80 car, you're not a racer. Once you pedal the car, it's over. Come back, make some adjustments, get back there. Some people do not deserve certain vehicles, man. They're just not racers. You do not hot lap anything unless it's NA. And the trans is going to hate that. The trans is going to, if you have a 10R80 or 6R80 car and you hot lap it, my red car, because of the loose converter, I'm sure gets nice and hot by the end of the track. And by the time I pick up my time slip, that thing's like, ooh, I'm like, uh-oh. Let me cool this motherfucker down, because you got to understand how it works mechanically. It's pumps, fluid, and clutches. So if a guy goes out there, runs 170 mile an hour, 169 mile an hour, hot laps it, I already know you're not a racer. I already know you're not a racer. If he indeed hot lapped it, I'm not saying he did. He's probably a great guy, probably cool to hang out with. Not a racer. And it's not for everybody, man. This E85 smells like jelly beans. Does it smell like jelly beans?
Ah, this smells like jelly beans.
Someone said he had no compression in number 6, hot laps. Wow. That is a forged fucking motor. Do you know what you have to do to blow up a forged 5.2? Do you know what you have to do? Those are like the guys that build pump gas, low compression, forged motor. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Look, Joe Goodenough, GH. He had the best example ever, right? Let's say you have a hammer, and the hammer is detonation, and you're hitting a piece of glass. You know, piece of glass, stock piston, ding, 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 crack the piston because the thing you're hitting is made of glass. But let's say you put something a little more robust, not steel necessarily, but something that still can break, but it takes a lot longer time for it to break, aka a forged piston. And you're like, I'm going to run pump gas no matter what. And because it's forged and lower compression and can take more boost, I'm going to be okay. No. It's just going to take a little longer to break that. And the IAT being higher and the lack of fuel detonating on that piston, rattling the piston in the bore. You know how fast the pistons go up and down in that bore, guys? Do you know how fast those things fly up and down that bore? And then detonation is happening, and it is causing a slight shake up and down that bore. A very slight shake. What do you think that's doing to the skirts? What do you think that's doing to the rings? What do you think it's doing to the edge of the piston? Pump gas, rattling up 7,000 RPMs. Eventually, it's gonna break. So that's what we say as tuners, give me the most octane possible, bro. So that you don't have a lot of knock happening or detonation or rattling of the piston due to bad octane. So people just like, oh, I was gonna build it low compression and boost it 15 pounds. I'm like, no, shh. Give me octane. Spend the money on octane. Get 2 pumps, four innovations, E85 that bitch. It'll live a longer life. Man, people don't get it, bro. People just don't get it. I saw a 1,000 horsepower GT500 go 9.8. Sounds like he's having Hellcat problems. Coyotes make 800 and go faster. Exactly, 661 Coyote. You got it. You nailed it. I'm surprised no one has asked, what's all done to the red car? Exactly. He started the run at 110, so the pump probably failed. He's not a racer, and he had an EcoBoost 2. Exactly. Look. Wasn't he like... didn't he have like an EcoBoost name before? So if you start off with an EcoBoost, you're already a non-starter, right? If you started your Mustang career with an EcoBoost, you're already a fucking non-racer. And you're bringing that racer stuff with you. My first car was an 8650. Then I had a 91. Then I had a bunch of notches, a bunch of Capris. I stuck with V8. You wouldn't catch me dead in a fucking 4-cylinder, bro. Or a 6-cylinder. You wouldn't catch me dead. 7,000 times per minute. A lot of these YouTubers don't know much about their rides. Can I get a head to the chopper? I don't have a head. What the fuck is he talking about? What else does Lund Racing do? How can I move up in the tuning company? Excuse my ignorance. No, that's not thing. The thing is, right, there is ways of creating a job. Like Lund, Senior and I have had conversations. You know, we're tight. We're friends. But, you know, he's still my boss. So I give him that respect, and there is that layer of difference, like friend and then boss, and I never overstep. We understand, we have that relationship. So you can create your own position, right? If you can convince them to pay you to get more business in the door or create more business, do you know what I mean? I think that's a good way of doing it, and that can be done in many different ways, not necessarily tuning. And I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of how everything works, but there is a sales aspect that I think can be cultivated, but it's not something I'm willing to do. I don't want to sell parts per se. I don't want to move up there because I love it down here. So I know that'll require, you know, like an in-person thing, or maybe not, or maybe it's like an outside influence situation happening. But I think there's a position there, or there's something there that can be cultivated if I get to the point where I'm like, I don't want to tune anymore. I want to do something else. And, you know, the more I deal with guys about ethanol and getting sensitive about dumb shit, the closer I get to that point. Because I can. I'm not like being weird about it. I'm just like, look, I have a huge skill set I brought to the table. I brought a mechanic mindset, a millwright mindset, sales. I've been a service writer, The only thing I haven't been is like a service manager. So I have a vast amount of experience with a whole bunch of other jobs that I could probably do and do great at. This stuff right here, this can make good money if I pay attention to it. But my main priority right now is Lund Racing. Even the Hyundai Genesis you had was a 5.0, right? Thank you, Diego Flores. Did you think I was going to buy a V6 Genesis? I bought a direct injected 6-speed 5-liter Genesis R-Spec or whatever the fuck it was. Whatever the fuck. And I thought maybe if there's tuning for this, it'd be kind of cool, whatever. But no, it wasn't, so I got rid of it. But it was a V8. You won't catch me dead in some bitch-ass eco anything. The truck I got is a V8. I don't have anything that's not an 8-cylinder. Excuse me. I read somewhere that anything above E60 in any application is pretty much useless for power gains. Any truth to that? I don't know. That would be a good video to make. This is probably going to be a good video to make, right? Let's say I slam the car at 26 degrees. Cap it. Because all I want to see is if the fuel quality makes a difference. So that means put E54 pre-mixed in a jug, right? Run the car till it shuts off. Put E54. Tune it for E54, the proper stoic, make some watt pulls. Then drain that bitch, E70. Watt pulls. Same timing, just stoic differences. And then E85 and see if there's a difference. The problem is this, guys. The dyno can vary 5 to 10 horse. So sometimes it's not, you almost have to do 3 runs, drain the fuel, 3 more runs, drain the fuel, and average the 3. But that is a 10-hour day, fuel, labor. You guys will skip to the end of the video to find the results. I would get a minute watch time, and that video would have made me $70 in 2 weeks. And I'm going to go, why the fuck did I do that? Why in the fuck did I spend 10 hours on my dyno with fuels, tuning software to educate people that won't even like the video? That's where I'm coming. That's where I'm coming from, because you guys have seen me slow down the video front because y'all don't care. You guys don't care. That's okay. So what do? I do the lives because you care about the lives. The lives generate income. So I do more lives because it's only an hour and a half to an hour of my life. The effort is minimal because I'm here and giving you information, and you guys engage in person live, or sorry, on the chat live. So it's a money thing. It's a time versus money thing. I'm not going to go out there and make a 10-hour video that spend 10 hours making a video that's 10 minutes long that you guys will watch a minute of. No, I'm not going to do that. I think my best 60-foot on motor was a 1.5 launching at 4,800 RPM. Stock rear end, never went out. 100,000 miles. Alex, tell us about the two valve days, old man. Two valve days. I never owned a two valve. My ex-girlfriend owned a two valve. It was a piece of shit. A tremendous piece of shit. I'm like, I skipped that whole generation. I like how he thinks two valves are old, but I'm older than that. I'm talking Fox bodies. Fox bodies were faster than Fox bodies. 87 to 93. Modded two valves. Fox bodies were fucking them up. Like, it wasn't even close, to the point where people that bought two valves go, why the fuck did I buy this overhead cam piece of shit? This fucking old 10-year-old Fox body back in the day fucking me up. Guy's running 10s NA. The hell am I doing? E85 versus pump gas. I bet is worth 5 to 10 horsepower. Oxygenated fuel equals more power. Sure. And you're not wrong. I think my best 60-foot on motor was 1.5, launching at 4,800. Got that. Alex, tell us I got that. Thanks. Alex, Mr. King says, hey, Alex, what twin turbo kit on S197 do you recommend? Also, does Keith Ray build twin turbo kits? No, Keith Ray does one-off stuff, and he did that for Senior, right? Senior's Grey Goose has a turbo kit beefed up by him with bullseye turbos because he wanted to build it for Senior. They have a good relationship. He wanted to build it for Senior, and, he did him a solid. Obviously, he got paid, but he did him a solid. I think, he probably discounted that whole build because it was a Keith Ray build. The Blue Goose has Aldo kit. So I don't think Keith Ray makes turbo kits per se because the stuff he does is all custom. And I don't think he'd make any money with turbo kits. You know what I mean? You guys, this is what happens if Keith Ray starts selling turbo kits. Shit'll be pie cut. Shit'll be legit. You might have to relocate your radiator, and you're going to say the following words to Keith Ray in an email or a phone call. Hello, Wonder Racing? Yeah. That's how Keith Ray talks. Yeah. I want to know what's the difference between your kit and an Aldo kit. And he's going to throw the phone across the room and break something. Motherfucker, you called me to ask me what's the difference? You don't do that. You either get the shit. You don't even ask how much it costs. If you're going to get a car built by Keith Ray, you drop it off and say, tell me how much money you need at whatever time. And do not even think of budgeting. That guy gets money. You need 30,000 to start? Yeah, that's a good number right there. Gotta buy me some more ammo in case the boog happens. The boog's gonna happen. I'm okay. They step on my property. Drop the car off with a ton of cash or a check. That boy ain't gonna compare shit to other shit. That's just not how it works, man. Could you imagine you get a phone call? It's like, hey, what's the difference between your kit and an on-3 kit?
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
That's literally Keith Ray with a Spanish accent saying that, wow, time flies. We have 3 minutes left. That is crazy. When I'm actually on a subject matter, 322 people watching on a Thursday. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Two valve was always a good motor. Stout daily driver. Stock. Piece of shit. Junk car. And then, of course, when I say the two valve is a piece of junk, you always have that guy that goes, yeah, my two valve is a piece of junk. And it is a billet, dumb shit, $30,000 build, 770 car. And I'm like, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. You can make anything fast. You can make a Raptor motor fast. Or make power. They tell Keith, but I can get the same thing on On3 for half the price. Why would I go with Wonder Racing's turbo kit? Boy, that guy's smart. He ain't gonna get no turbo. You come to me, you get a fucking 450 or 470 car built. You drop this bitch off, it'll be a 450 to 470 car built. And you better have fucking money. And I'm gonna do it my way, motherfucker. I'm gonna build it the way I think it should be built. Fuck you. And I'm like, yep, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's literally how when you call Jesse James and say, yeah, hi, Mr. Jesse James. Hey, man, how you doing? Can I get a chopper? Sure. That'll be $250,000, bro. Sick. Imagine he has a great story about Sylvester Stallone. Hey, yo, what's up, Jesse? I love what you're doing down there. Oh, Hickory. Anyway, Jesse, I want one of your choppers, man. That's just a phenomenal chopper. He's like, yeah, cool, man. So, anything you want, like anything special? He's like, yeah, I want it yellow. He's like, no, I'm not making it yellow. He's like, oh, but I want it yellow because I got a yellow Ferrari. I want it yellow. And he's like, no. That is a man who is in control of his product. And he doesn't want yellow choppers leaving his fucking shop. And that's exactly how Keith Ray is with his build. So leave him alone with that shit. Ken McAllister says at work, missed most of the live, but I'll watch the replay. Thank you, sir. Edgar Sanchez, easy on my 2-valve brothers. I still have mine, says Edgar Sanchez. I actually enjoyed my 2-valve with 410s and a short throw shifter. You must have enjoyed going 1470s. Awesome. 13's my asshole. George Garcia says, so he can learn his lesson. Are you telling me you wouldn't drive a new Navigator in that light blue color? What? Who the hell said that? Oh, the 3.5? No, probably not. I could have bought it. Guys, you see the cars I have. I could have bought a Navi with a bat. After looking at it, and I'm like, what am I going to do with that? How's the channel going to... It is just for me to stunt. And I have an apartment. You think I'm going to put a Navi in Riviera Beach in an apartment? That's really stupid if I did that. I'll get a truck. Fuck it. Crazy. Alex, I live in Cali and I want to move and I'm Republican. Where do you suggest to head? Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Texas. But keep your Cali bullshit over there. They will not tolerate your bullshit at all. Blend to your area. Do not come to these places that are right-leaning with your bullshit. Yeah, some of those guys are podunk. Some of those guys are yee-yee. Like, I came here and I'm like, man, there's some stupid motherfuckers here. But you know what? Shh. Don't stick out. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. When I went to buy my long tubes, I went with Ultimate and did not care about price. Just build them and send me the bill. Jared Wells says, have a good rest of your day. Raptor or Bronco, which engine will it come with? Who cares? It'll probably be a 3.5 EcoBoost. Gay shit. Who cares? All right, guys, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Thank you so much for joining me for another YDBT Daily. We had over 300 viewers today, and that's awesome for a Thursday. I will not be on tomorrow because I am just needing, time to do shit. So Mondays and Fridays, I do not do YDBT dailies, but I do Tuesday, 8 p.m., Wednesday, 5, Thursday, 5, Sunday, 9:30 a.m. That's the schedule. So that's what's going to happen. For the other channel, I might do a show tonight. So stay tuned on the other channel. It's called That Dating Channel. I'll give you guys an update on what's happening on the personal front. But for now, this will be, the main driver. So I'll see the rest of you guys Sunday morning on the Peasant Chat. There is no paid chat. That's where I get all the shitty questions from people that don't subscribe and want to talk shit on my chat. That's their day to shine. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I will see you guys 9:30 a.m. Sunday for the Peasant Chat. Have a great rest of your day.